They mocked her broken boots, then stood frozen when she walked past with full clearance issued by the very general she once saved. You'll understand why no one laughed again. Watch till the last second and subscribe for more stories where respect is earned, not given. Jasmine Cole arrived just after sunrise, her old pickup wheezing like it might not survive another winter. She stepped out in worn-out boots, knees stiff, and a jacket that looked older than half the soldiers on base. She wasn't staff. She wasn't military anymore. She was listed as a civilian volunteer helping with training logistics for the weekend. But the uniformed officers in the supply depot didn't see that. They saw a tired woman in outdated gear. She lost, one whispered. Nope, just looking for attention, another replied, chuckling. Jasmine didn't look at them. She kept her eyes on her clipboard. One hydration rig, size 7 boots, a pack of gloves. But as she turned, someone behind the counter caught sight of her shoulder. A patch, or what used to be one, barely visible. It looked like a tangle of silver threads, maybe wings, maybe not. But whatever it was, it made the young clerk's eyes widen. He blinked hard. Then he excused himself and disappeared into the back without a word. Jasmine noticed but said nothing. Her back was straight, her steps calm, but her silence felt heavy. The lieutenants nearby didn't notice the clerk. They kept laughing, louder now. Maybe next time she wears a costume with badges that actually mean something. But that patch washed out and forgotten had once been earned, not issued. And this woman they called a joke. She was the reason a helicopter team made it out of Ridge 47 alive. But no one here knew yet she had come for gear. But by the end of the day, they'd remember her name. Jasmine was still near the vending machines, her gear list balanced on her knee, when a strange hush settled over the depot. A quiet clink, ceramic cups on metal. She looked up. Everyone else had stopped mid-motion. And standing in the aisle now was Brigadier General Ree. He didn't address the lieutenants still chuckling near the back, didn't glance their way at all. He picked up one black coffee, then walked steadily, purposefully toward Jasmine. No introductions. Just one question, low and precise. Where were you stationed? Jasmine's fingers curled slightly around her list. Her voice was even. Crimson Ridge, Lower Pass. We drew fire south. Ree stopped cold. He stared at the near-invisible patch on her shoulder like it had pulled him into a different time. That mission wasn't public. She didn't blink. Neither were we. The silence now was heavy. Like everyone in the room realized they'd been very wrong. Ree nodded. Then turned to the nearest sergeant. She's with Echo Response. That unit saved my convoy. 47 lives. Unacknowledged. Until now. The sergeant's jaw locked. Understood, sir. Ree faced Jasmine again. You don't need paperwork. You've already paid more than enough. Jasmine nodded once, still quiet, still composed, but something in her posture changed just slightly, from dismissed to respected. The lieutenants who had mocked her earlier, they stared like she was a ghost out of legend. And maybe she was. They used to laugh at her boots, scuffed leather, torn laces, sawless held together by duct tape that flapped against the floor with every step she took. But now, those same lieutenants who mocked her just days ago couldn't bring themselves to meet her eyes. Jasmine walked down the corridor toward the loading bay, holding a clearance card that shouldn't have taken her this long to earn. She wasn't rushing. Her steps were steady, measured. Behind her, a young officer hurried, his voice cracking through the thick silence. Ma'am, Sergeant, I didn't. No, she didn't break stride. She didn't even turn fully. She just looked over her shoulder, calm and sharp, and said one thing that cut deeper than any rebuke. But you saw me. You chose not to care. The words hit harder than a slap. He stopped in his tracks, mouth half open, shame rising like a wave he couldn't swallow. At the end of the hallway, Brigadier General Ree stood still, arms folded. He said nothing. He didn't need to. His presence behind her was louder than any speech. They all knew now, not just who Jasmine was, but what she had always been. There were no medals on her chest. No rank pins, only a weathered patch on her jacket, threadbare, faded, feared by enemies and finally recognized by those who should have seen her long ago. She climbed into the back of the truck where her gear waited, gear that should have been issued without delay. Ree stepped forward, his voice low but firm. You kept us breathing on the South Ridge. You were bleeding and you still didn't quit. Jasmine gave a small nod, nothing more. No performance. No need. As the truck pulled away, no one spoke. But in that heavy, Humbled silence, respect, finally arrived, and this time myth stayed. She didn't walk out with medals. Just dignity, and the respect of every man who once doubted her. For more stories that restore honor where it belongs, hit subscribe and join us again next time.